Hello everyone, Trophy Wine Hunter. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is going to be a bit of a weird video. It is a wine review of the wines from Booker Wines. This is in anticipation of the Vancouver International Wine Festival this year that takes place between February the 22nd and March the 3rd, 2025. The theme country is the United States, and I'm kind of going through the Booker wines and also have a really nice interview with Carson O'Connor, who's a brand ambassador for Booker Winery. And the way I've recorded this is that I kind of recorded the tasting notes live and then just had so much fun with the bottles with my friends that I drank all the bottles and forgot to get them. So then I tried to do a video where I had voiceover with the bottles and I couldn't get the sound correct. It didn't match. So I'm gonna do this in reverse a bit. So in this part of in the next part of the video, you're gonna see all my wine tastings. And then afterwards, I'm gonna put the descriptions of each wine. So it's a little bit kind of backwards, but I think at least you will see the sound correct. If I put it the other way, and I'm not really good at this, some people have seen this on my other videos where I kind of do part of it photos and a voiceover, and then I put a live video, and then the sound doesn't match up. So if you really want to see this in order, I'll kind of tell you where it actually starts on the video, where I actually did my kind of first part of the video, and then you can always go to that part first, watch that part till the end, and then go back to the front like here. Anyways, hope you put up with this, but you know, it's kind of one of these weird videos that I just didn't plan correctly, or I should have been more proper, but that's life. When you drink wine and you enjoy wine, you kind of don't plan for this. And again, I don't do videos for the sake of doing videos. I kind of I drink wine and then do videos. I'm not a YouTuber and then wine drinker second. I'm actually a wine drinker who just happens to do YouTube videos. So I hope you kind of put up with that, and you put up with my amateur kind of style, but hope you enjoy this video. Cheers. So let's taste the wines, and I'll let you know that I have tasted them with a number of friends and then tasted it again after my first tasting to just kind of give it a second chance. Let's taste the Harvey and Harriet 2022 white blend. So right away, I can tell you this is a very consumer friendly wine. This is not a wine that wine experts will like because there's so many different grape varietals and so much going on. So on a blind tasting, it'd be really tough to get. It's really for drinking. It's not for showing off or collecting or, you know, learning. It's just great drinking wine. And I think it's going to be priced around $30 Canadian when it hits the liquor stores here. So off the aroma, you get a lot of tropical elements like pineapple and tangerines. That really stick out to me. Previously, I got a little more oak influence. Right now, I'm not getting as much. Palate is very similar to the aroma. On the front, you get a lot of tangerine, pineapple, tropical flavors. And then on the end, you get some creaminess, some oakiness. And so it's from a purist point of view, it's hard to define. But from a pure pleasure point of view, it's actually a really nice drinking wine, quite frankly. So I quite like it. As long as the price is not like too ridiculous, I think it's a really nice wine. So my rating of this wine is 88 points. Next, we're going to go to the My Favorite Neighbor Blanc 2021, which is 100% Chardonnay. I'm guessing, but this will be probably priced in the $50, $60 range when it hits BC liquor stores, so a little bit more than the Harvey and Harriet wines. So on the nose, it's surprising. It's not like really heavy, but you can really smell the oak influence and the butter, and I get some citrusy elements and some tropical elements. So really fairly prototypical California Chardonnay. I think this is really quite nice in terms of the oak influence. I smell it, but it's not over oaked, but it's quite buttery too. Lots of oak, lots of butter, some citrusy elements, I think it's a pretty nice example. I don't think it needs to age any longer. I might decant it a little bit before I serve it. I might kind of bring it a little bit more to room temperature to get a little bit more of the kind of body of the wine. But it's a really nice wine and very, to me, expressive of the California Chardonnays. I think it's got the nice balance that it is oaked, but not over oaked. So it is quite buttery. So my rating of this wine is 90 points. Let's now go to the red wines. And the first one is the Harvey and Harriet 2021 Red Blend, which is predominantly Cabernet Sauvignon. So on the smell, I get some black fruit, but predominantly more savory, like black olives, pepper. So it's funny because when we first opened up this wine, it was really fruit forward, fleshy, and really everyone enjoyed it. Now that it's had some time to sit, it's a much more savory wine. So in fact, I thought I enjoyed it a little bit more when we first opened it. And now on aeration, I think it's a little bit more, I could say, serious, but in a way, I think it's not as fruit forward on terms of the nose expression. So this wine definitely has some really nice black fruit, dark fruit elements. So blueberries, a little bit of raspberries, not as pleasing as when we originally drank it. When we originally drank this, when we first opened it, it was nice and fruity, very vibrant. Actually, everyone in our group really enjoyed it. I think this wine is really meant for, again, like the Blanc, for immediate drinking. So don't really need to age this wine, don't really need to aerate it, don't need to decant it. I think it's perfect out of the bottle. And if I had to rate it out of the bottle, it would probably be a little bit higher. But my rating of this wine right now is around 87 points. The last wine we're going to taste is the 2021 Pearl from Booker Winery. And this wine, it's probably going to be about $150 Canadian. It's 90% Syrah, 10% Grenache. The comparable would be a wine like Cinquana or some Rhone wines. Immediately on the color, you can see it's a much darker color than Harvey and Harriet. And on the nose, you get some violets, some black plums, some blackberries, black olives, pepper. So you get a lot more going on, but it's a much more serious wine. It does probably need a little bit of food. It's not as light as the Harvey and Harriet wine. This wine is very tannic at this point. Very purple in terms of its taste. So by that I mean violets, purple fruits like boysenberries, black currants. And you get a lot of it. I think the tannins need a lot of time to resolve. I think it needs another 5 years. But I like what I see in terms of the quality of the wine. I think the tannins are not resolved right now, and so it's harder to get to. There's some licorice on this, and as my viewers and subscribers know, I don't like licorice. That's why I know there's licorice. But that shouldn't be faulted for that, because some people do like licorice, but it's fairly prevalent in the aftertaste. But there's some leathery components to this wine also. So I quite like it. I think it's got substance, a lot of substance. It definitely needs food. It probably needs another 5 years before it really gets to its peak. But I'm going to rate this wine 92 points. These are some of the wines that will be served at their tasting table. So this is a two-part video series. The first part, I'm going to go through their wines that they're going to be serving and go through my tasting notes of them. And the second is a very interesting interview I had with Carson O'Connor, who is a brand ambassador for Booker Wineries, and you really get a lot of in-depth information from him. So let's go through the history of Booker Wines. It was named after two orphan brothers, Claude and Dick Booker, who purchased the land in the 1920s. and they acquired over 1,200 acres in the Paso. When they died, they decided to leave 100% of their estate to charity. Then Eric and Lisa Jensen purchased 100 acres of this property in 2001. They took the best fruits. They also had a lot of, and after years of making wine with some neighbors, they decided to kind of make their own selection of wineries. And 2005 was the first vintage of Booker wines. And so they have also branched out with other kind of brands, and you'll see some of them here right now. Their kind of entry-level wine is going to be their Harvey and Harriet series. And then kind of their mid-scale wine is going to be their MFN, or My Favorite Neighbor wines. And their top-end wines are going to be the Booker wines. And so this is going to be a very interesting tasting if you go to their booth at the International Wine Festival, because you get to taste all of these different kind of brands at the different levels. Let's start with the Harvey and Harriet. They produce a white and a red. And this is named after the Eric Jensen's mom and dad, who were avid wine drinkers, but just wanted some nice, wines every night to drink. And they weren't like pretentious people. So this is really their kind of entry-level wines, which actually drink very well. The 2022 is a blend, and like wine geeks won't like this because it's kind of hard to place. It's not really just one type of varietal. It's just a really good drinking wine. And it's going to be priced at about $30 a bottle at the BC liquor stores. It's probably a spec order, so try and get it at the liquor store at the wine festival. It's a blend of Chardonnay, Albarino, Viognier, and then in 2022 they added Chenin Blanc and Gruner Veltliner. And so it's a really nice, quite a simple wine, just good, enjoyable wine. The thing I like about the Booker wines, the white wines, they're kind of a bit heavier than you would expect, and they have a little bit of oakiness, but not too much. Going back to this, these wines are produced in the Paso region, and in particular the San Luis Obispo County, or SLO County. And so Eric Jensen is quite famous for kind of making wines in this region, and really he is very well known and very well respected in that region. Their red wine is also a blend, mostly Cabernet Sauvignon, 57% Cabernet Sauvignon, 13% Petit Verdot, 12% Syrah, 7% Petit Syrah, 7% Malbec, 2% Grenache, and 2% Cabernet Franc. So again, it's kind of a difficult wine if you're looking at, I want to taste Cabernet, whatever. I want to taste different things. It's just, don't think about it, just drink and enjoy type of wine. And that's perfect for most people. The thing with these wines is they're so enjoyable, and you'll see my toast notes at the end of this video. This is a pop and open wine, which is excellent. Don't have to think about it. Don't have to lay it down in the cellar. Just pop it open and enjoy. And it's really, that's what this wine and this kind of series of wines is about. Just really enjoyable wines for the everyday drinker that doesn't want pretentiousness. Their next label up is called My Favorite Neighbor. So the Harvey and Harriet wines are all kind of, they use grapes from the region that are not grown from Booker Wines estates. Same thing with My Favorite Neighbor. These are taken from some of their favorite neighbors. One of them is Stephen Asio of LaVenture Wines. These are taken for more trusted kind of producers of grapes, and this is kind of a step up. So this wine, again, My Favorite Neighbor, MFN, the 2021, or you might get the 2022 also at the wine festival. It's 100% Chardonnay. And the nice thing about this Chardonnay, it's got some oak on it, but it's not heavy oak. It's very buttery too. So I think of this as a very good example of California Chardonnay, what it's meant to be, which is oaky and buttery, but not over oaked. And it's still got a lot of fruit because of the heat in the SLO County. If you get the 2022 vintage, that was rated 97 points by Robert Parker. So hopefully they'll have that at the Vancouver International Wine Festival. Alcohol content is 13.8%, so it's a little bit heavy, but it's still quite enjoyable. And then the last wine you're going to get is the Pearl, which is the Booker wine from their own estates. And this wine is a blend of 91% Syrah, 9% Grenache. They are known, Booker wines, for their Syrah, and they do like to try to produce these Rhone type wines. 14.7% alcohol content. It is fermented in stainless steel and aged 50% in new oak barrels. And it is a heavy wine that really needs some time and some food with it, but an excellent wine that is really built for aging. And so this is really their flagship type wines, and really enjoyable to try. So again, please go and visit Carson at the International Wine Festival. Look him up. He's a really nice guy, easy to talk to. And, try these wines out for yourself. And please also see my interview with Carson, which will come out in a couple of days after this video. This two-part video, I hope will give you a very good understanding of the Booker wine, kind of their library of wines. And then, you can, when you go to see their table, you kind of have a little bit more history. And I think that makes the whole wine experience much more enjoyable.